Hello, friends. We're back again for my favourite videos, beers and books, and we're trying out this wee microphone again. So hopefully, don't set it down and forget about it. But everybody, cheers. We're on Iron Maiden. Apparently, it's Iron Maiden's brew. It's like an Iron Maiden. You know the band Iron Maiden with Bruce Dickinson. Well, he's created his own like beer, and it's all right. It's not too bad. Not as nice as a Guinness or a Hobgoblin. It's my favourite beer, but yeah, what I'm doing this night or this weekend is I've got a couple of tags to do. And with beer and books, I like to do all this and you know invite everybody in and just try and hit everything that what I do for the week. Tags, discussions, and questions. Even if there's any questions you have for me, and I'm not that sort of guy that's going to be doing Q&A every 500 subs. I don't expect to get anything like that. I know I'm one off 100, but I'm not. I'm not in this to make. Wasn't in this to get a big following, but I have. I'm very privileged and happy to have the people that watch me now. That's why I'm doing these, because I'm inviting everybody in, and my Q&A is these every week. If I do it, or every couple of weeks, if I do a beers and books, this is my way of saying, come on in, everybody, and be yourselves. Be open to me. I'll be open to you 100%. I'm Austin. You know who I am now. And any questions, ask me. And instead of just doing it on as a comment, I'll bring it up next week and the next beers and books, and I'll do questions. Any questions? It doesn't have to be book related. If there's anything you want to say to me, I'm quite happily disclosing it if I can. It's in my power. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not going to tell you things that I should be telling you, but yeah, Q&As every week in this channel. It's an open door. So that's beers and books. I think you know that anyway. But what we're doing is two tags. I've got a tag called Filimtastic, I think it's called, that Michael and James have now given me. I've been tagged twice. It is like school, so it is. And I've got one called by Michael or Mike from Bibliophile Bookscapes, the Honest Booktube tag, which I'll do as well, but I think it's a bit silly me only been doing Booktube a couple of months, so a lot of the questions I don't really have anything to say because I'm still kind of new. It'd be funny. I'll be interested in doing this in a few years' time. The honest booktube one, like I think that's the way I look at it anyway. So we're going to do the honest booktube tag and the video Filimtastic. I can't even mind. I didn't even write it down. Fucking playing beer here as usual. And then I'm thinking about talking about what Derek Green said about. He was talking about in his channel. Not much, because I've said to him in the comments, but I'll maybe speak here a bit more off the cuff, not just comments, you know what I mean? Comments you're texting, but here you have me half cut here talking shit, so you get in that wee bit different. It's the best way of putting it. And the other thing is the discussions about banned books. I will try and not let this drag on. I'm trying to put it all in one video. I was thinking about breaking it up, but yeah, fuck that. We'll just do it on one video. So the first one's fantastic or whatever, but the movies, about the films. And I would love to say I'll point up here and show you every DVD that I'm going to show, but I don't know how to fucking do that. So you can just imagine it. Please, everybody. Just imagine there's a DVD there. You should probably know most of these films anyway that I'm going to talk about. So yeah, we're using our imagination here, folks. So number one, your first memory of seeing a film in the cinema. And these are, I don't really watch much movies now. I used to years ago, but I don't have the time. I watch BookTube, read books, and play games and play guitar. That's my things. And as I've said many a fucking times now, you're probably sick of listening to it. But it was interesting to actually think back and look at the movies you watch. What I did like, and so It's an interesting tag, and thank you very much, James and Michael, for giving me it, because it made me think. So it did. So number one, your first memory of seeing a film in cinema, that would be, and I've said to Michael in the comment, Beauty and the Beast. I was a wee boy, a wee lad, and the very first time I went to cinema, I remember, I think it was 5, and my mum and my granny took me. We went to watch Beauty and the Beast, the cartoon one now, and the Disney. I think it was 1991, 1992, roughly. And I remember it like it was yesterday. We went in and watched it, and I remember at the very start, I went down at the very first seat, too close to the screen, and my granny and my mum weren't too happy about that, but I wanted to be sitting close to the big screen. And I think we moved back after a while because it was too close. But yeah, that was super. I remember that. That was my first experience, Beauty and the Beast. And that's still a great wee cartoon today. I watch it now with my wee girl. My favourite's the wee candle guy, you know. Question number 2. A book about films. Sorry, I'm burping like fuck here. A book about films. Now, it took me a while to think about this, and then I remembered one of my favourite books from last year, which was called Brian by Jeremy Cooper. And that is a book based on a man that is obsessive about movies. And to be honest, reading that book, Brian by Jeremy Cooper, is a lot about film. A lot about film. There's actually films that he was talking about, or the character Brian was talking about in this book, that made me remember about movies that I watched years ago that I actually forgot about, and it also made me want to watch films that I've never seen before. He goes in that much detail that it's very intriguing and all that, and I can't shout it out enough. It's a great book, Brian by Jeremy Cooper. And if you're a movie buff, you'll love the character Brian because he is a movie buff. And yeah, it's kind of a book about films. It's the best answer I had for it. Now, this is the one I struggled with. Number 3, a novelization or a tie-in book. Fuck, I struggled. I can't think of any. So I don't think I've ever read a novelization or a tie-in book. Like 2. It's a no-go there. I'm sorry, I couldn't answer it. I was looking, I even typed in online and all, and I'm thinking, fuck, I haven't read it. So that's a no one. Sorry. Number 3's, we failed. We've lost the game, but we'll move on anyway. So number 4, a film about writers or writing. I thought the first one that came to my head, and I'm sure it's one that a lot of people have said, is I didn't mean to make that rhyme, by the way. It's The Shining, by Stephen King, or the film by Stanley Kubrick. Sorry. Yeah, in that case, it's writing. He's a writer and he's in this hotel and he's killing his family. We all know The Shining. That's the one that came to my head. A film about a writer, and that one popped in. Number 5, a film that brings fond memories. Now, mine are actually, I can't just say one. I can really say multiple ones from the 80s and the early 90s when I was a wee boy growing up. And the VHS cassette tapes, I seen Mike from Bibliophile Bookscapes. I don't know why I'm calling you Michael tonight, mate. Sorry, that's alcohol. Mike from Bibliophile Bookscapes showed a VHS. He brought out a VHS, and fuck, I seen it, and I thought, fuck, I haven't seen one of them in a while. And but when I was a wee boy, I used to record films off TV, and you used to stick it in and hit record, and you got adverts and all, which is a bit shit. Like, I wish I could actually watch them now just to see the adverts, never mind the movie. But my comfort films when I was a wee boy was fantasy, and my mum made me watch some things I don't think I should have watched when I was a kid, but fair play to her. She trusted me. But I was watching Conan the Barbarian and Willow was another one, like fantasy based things, and Sinbad the Sailor, Jason the Argonauts, Labyrinth with David Bowie, Legend with Tom Cruise. The fantasy sort of 80s, early 90s movies when I was a kid. That was my thing. I could have watched them over and over and over and over again. So yeah, that was my fond. I can't just say one. I can't just say Labyrinth, because it wasn't just Labyrinth. I watched these films loads and loads, and so that's the fond memories. Number 6, a film that made you want to read the book. The film's Blade Runner. The book is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is a fantastic book. Like, it's a lot different from the film, but when I read the book, I enjoyed it too. The two of them are brilliant in their own way. So Blade Runner and Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick. Number 7, a book that made you want to watch the film. No Country for Old Men. Point up here for the DVD you're not going to see. But No Country for Old Men. And I'm sure the films I'm saying you already know anyway. But that was great. The Coen brothers, I think, directed that. And I read the book and I like Cormac McCarthy. I know his writing style can be a bit funky, hard to understand where some of the characters are coming in and coming out, but you get used to it. But No Country for Old Men book was great. And I remember thinking to myself, that film got rewards. Not reward, like awards. And I thought, well, fuck, I'll give it a go. So I got the film. It was great. Like, the Coen brothers done well. I hope I'm getting their name right, but they done well portraying the story to the screen. And I think your man that played the bad guy, I will just say the bad guy, can't remember his name now. Maybe it's Jerry Reed. He played him brilliantly. So he did. He's a bad bastard. That's what made it good. He did act him very well. So a book that made you want to watch the film. No Country for Old Men, 100%. Number 8, films based on a book that have no resemblance or source. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be a book or a film that we like that's based on a book. But whenever I read that question, the first film that came to my head is a film I fucking hate because it's not resembling the book. But I know a lot of films do that, but this is absolute shite. Like, it's pure fucking pish. It's fucking The Dark Tower with your man Idris Elba run the bit there as the gunslinger, and fucking Matthew McConaughey as the Dark Man. It's fucking terrible, absolute dog shit. I was sitting watching that with my wife actually, and I'm sitting there bumming up The Dark Tower. Oh fuck, Dark Tower's actually alright. It's the best thing Stephen King's ever written. Fucking big book series is great. Oh, you'll love this. It's going to be fucking brilliant. The Crimson King and all. Fucking Crimson King's just mentioned on a wall. Oh, it gets absolute shite. But nothing, absolutely fuck all to do with the books is The Dark Tower. And how I don't, even to this day, I don't know. Now, don't get me wrong, like, Idris Elba might be alright actor and all. But why the fuck was he the person they got to play the gunslinger? I do not know. The guy, Matthew McConaughey, who played the actual Dark Man, would have been better off playing the gunslinger. That's what I thought when I heard his name. But sure, I'm going on a rant now. The Dark Tower, pure pish. So, number 9, recommend 5 films. Now, I could sat there and I was thinking about films that were they were famous, I think I'll just do the same ones that probably other people are doing. So I decided that I would pick films that I loved when I was a kid, going back to the 80s, going back to the early 90s, and films I probably shouldn't have been watching. If you're watching this, Ma, that's why I turned out the way I did. But 5 films that I picked, and if you haven't watched them, go and watch them. The first one is Alien or Aliens. The first 2 films are very good. I'll say that. RoboCop. Ah, fuck! I love RoboCop. I don't know why they've done a remake of it there, but it's not the best. The old RoboCop with the silver suit and all. I love RoboCop. I love Bram Stoker's Dracula, which I know is not really so much like the book, starring Gary Oldman. He's one of my favourite actors, and it's a great movie. It's a great film, great music, great directing. So it is. And then I thought one that popped in my head was Judge Dredd, not the old one with Sylvester Stallone. That's okay, but I'm talking the more recent one. I wanted to try and get more of a modern film there, something that maybe people hasn't watched, which is very good. So I thought Judge Dredd by I can't remember the actor's name, but he is good at playing Judge Dredd. The helmet doesn't come off, which is Judge Dredd. Sylvester Stallone's on a bit there, and he's not even kitted up. So don't know about the first Judge Dredd like movie, but the one that came out in 2011, I think, is the one to go for. And then my last one, which is a classic, and I've watched it loads of times, and it's brilliant. I love the music, love the acting, and it's a famous one. But I had to put one famous one in there. It's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So it is, and that's my 5 films I would recommend. If you haven't watched them, you have to get to it. Give them a go, because they are good. So they are, in my opinion. You have to say that, don't you, nowadays? In my opinion. But that's the Filimtastic Tag. Thank you very much, James and Michael. I'll put all your channels in the description. Now, I'm 17 minutes in. This is the time that I think should I stop this video now and go for a part 2, or we'll just battle on. I don't know. We'll do it like that. I'll get this one up now, and then you might see one on shortly, because I don't want to make them too long. So, yeah, all the best. We'll do the second tag and do the discussions.